The Utah Jazz might be secretly the best team in the NBA. And I know their record's 4-2 and there's teams better than them record-wise. But the NBA should be put on notice about the Utah Jazz and Quinn Snyder, who's an incredible coach who gets no credit for it. And let's talk about that. So let's go down in the comments, and I want to hear, what do you think the Utah Jazz's record is going to be, and what do you think of the Utah Jazz in general? So let's talk about it. The Utah Jazz. Quinn Snyder, I know his coaching, a lot of people have said it's very complex and have said that the reason why they're never as good is because he's too complex of a coach. But I think that's wrong. You just need players who buy in. And they have those players who buy in. That's why they brought back Derek Favors. Because last year, without Derek Favors, we saw how the team looked different. And with Derek Favors back in the fold, things are back to how what were like 2 years ago. And it's great to see that. I feel like I'm blanking on who they tried replacing him. Was it Ed Davis that they tried replacing him with last year? I really do think it was Ed Davis. They tried replacing Derek Favors with Ed Davis, and that was terrible. Yeah, Ed Davis. Derek Favors is such a better player than Ed Davis. And obviously Derek Favors only played 15 minutes, and that's not the whole thing. But let's just talk about Donovan Mitchell first. I just wanted to give some credit to Derek Favors because I actually really do like Derek Favors, and I think he's a player who is a really good role player and is a quality starter when he does start. But my man, Donovan Mitchell, and I know his percentages have not been good, and he hasn't looked amazing. But Donovan Mitchell, when he needs to turn it on, he turns it on. When Kobe Bryant played, Kobe wasn't the most efficient player at times, but he did get wins. And I think that's the most important thing. At the end of the day, yeah, it's cool to have really good stats. But if your team is 60 and 12, and you shot 35 and 29% from the fields, obviously that's terrible, but you're the leading scorer, would people hate on you? That's my question. I actually want to hear that comment. If you're the leading scorer of a team and you're the best player on a team and you don't have good efficient field goal and 3-point percentage, are you considered good? Are you still considered an elite player because you just have really bad efficiencies, but you still produce wins? That's my question. Kind of like a Tim Tebow thing, because Tim Tebow wasn't good statistically or playing wise, but he got wins. So if we're going football, I don't know why I brought that in there. Rudy Gobert shows that he's worth all that money. Rudy Gobert, man, Rudy Gobert is averaging 17 points and 16 rebounds. And that's insane per 36 minutes. He's only played 30 minutes this year. Do that. If you look at it, he's actually averaging 16 and 13. But in 36 minutes, he's averaging 17 and 16. And, man, this man is shooting 70% from the floor, too. 1.5 blocks. This game, he was blocking shots. I said swats. Not swastikas, but shots. And I'm Jewish. My uncle is chief rabbi. So that was not a Nazi joke right there. But I don't know why I brought that in. Just want to, say that I'm not anti-Semitist. I'm actually Jewish. But either way, he had 6 blocks. He was swatting so many shots. He was just playing like a volleyball player. It was fantastic to watch. He is really playing amazing basketball. They say centers can't carry a team, but Rudy Gobert is able to carry a team. I'm not saying he's carrying a team entirely. No, he's carrying. He sets an example defensively. He carries a team in the sense that he's worth that $70 million. If it wasn't for Rudy Gobert, I don't think there'd be any identity. There would be an identity, but Rudy Gobert is the identity, one of the identities of the Utah Jazz, and that's worth his insane amount of contract. Bojan Bogdanovic, isn't it Bojan? Bojan Bogdanovic, because I know the other one's Bogdanovic. This one's Bojan Bogdanovic. He's been playing great. Tonight he had an amazing night, and obviously the season he hasn't been playing great, but he played great. I should have said that more in a past term. And, it seems like every 2 games he's bad, and then on the third one he's good, because he started out the year 15, 9, then 23. And obviously when the start of the year wasn't terrible, but It wasn't the usual games we're used to seeing from him, posting 40 and 40, being that knockdown shooter we've come to see him for the past 3 years. And such a great shooter. And it's crazy to think about that Bogdanovic has been in the league for what seems to be now 6 years. That's crazy. He's in his 7th season. And, it seems like just yesterday he came into the league. Obviously, he came later in the league, but he did come in at 24. He's already 31. That's wild. Or he came in at 25. I don't know. Bojan Bogdanovic, we need to get back into the group, get that 40% shooting. I think the team's great. And they play really good defense, really good offense. You got Royce O'Neale, who's been doing a great job just hitting three-pointers this year, shooting 41% for the team. And he's been a really good rebounder. Looking like he's going to post career highs, I believe. And rebound, obviously, it's a 6-game stat, but, he grows every single year. He's been developing into a really good player. I think they'll re-sign him. And I think he's going to have a career year. Not scoring-wise, but on the other side, I think he hasn't been passing the ball as much. But I think defensively, steals and blocks will probably have a career high. And rebounding, I could really see him sticking around that 7 and 8 marker. Just being a really effective rebounder, closing out space, making sure he gets his boards eaten, all that good stuff. But, yeah. Really fun guy to watch, Royce O'Neale. They just have all these players that are really fun to watch. Like Mike Conley Jr. is finally, I feel like, into this role. Mike Conley Jr. is back, and he's been playing great. Like, his first year, I think he just needed to get his footing and understanding Quinn Snyder's offense, and obviously it was a shortened year. But I think he's figured it out. Mike Conley is one of those guys who should have so many more all-star appearances under his belt. 4th pick of the draft, was not a bust. He should have more third-team All-NBA appearances. Dominant guy. If you look, I know he never was. He's only had 2 20-point scoring seasons to his name. But for so long, he's been durable and he's been a great player. He's been a focal point for a team. And what? He went 10 years with averaging over a steal a game, which is phenomenal, something that barely anyone does. He's just a dog. Jordan Clarkson could win 6th man of the year. I really do believe that. Jordan Clarkson, look at this man. He could really be 6th man of the year, shooting 40% from 3, improving from last year on everything pretty much, efficiency-wise. And his stats are pretty much the same, scoring, assists, blocks, rebounds, all that. It's all the same. But he's really showing that he could be their guy. It's crazy also to think about Jordan Clarkson's been in the league for 7 years. And that's wild. Jordan Clarkson's been in the league for 7 years. 28 years old. It seems like he came into the league yesterday. Damn. This man will win the 6th man of the year, hopefully. But this has been the video, guys. I hope you guys have a great day, because I know I will. So, next, guys. Peace out.